StreamYard is stupid. I'm sorry. It's just suddenly there were fireworks behind me, and I'm like, what the hell is happening?
I think you should start every video with that, because it was
Yeah,
really a cool effect.
I have no idea why it happened and what did I do to trigger it. So I can't even recreate the whole thing.
My friend and I are always trying to do all the things, and they never work. Like
I mean, I did this before by accident, and then it worked. And next time I tried, there was nothing. But I don't even know how can I turn it off, because it's annoying me. I don't want that.
But the firework was very cool.
But I mean, I was just sitting here and listening to the countdown. So maybe the countdown was like, oh, fireworks. I don't know. Or because the tag has the end of the year in the name, maybe.
Oh, right. Right. Like New Year.
Maybe the AIs are that good now. So I don't know. But welcome. Anybody who's watching it live or even on the replay. Yes, we're professionals around here. But anyway, I'm here with Donna because she gracefully and very kindly agreed to join me, because I don't like doing live streams alone for a while now. So I'm always happy if someone wants to join, because that means that I will do a live stream. And yeah, so before anything, let's just say hi to, because we have a few people. So we have. It's been a while. I know. I'm gonna just start with the usual excuses. Life.
You warned us earlier last year. You warned us that you were going to be busy, and
yeah, I already set the stage that there's not gonna be nothing. So no, I have a video film that I will at least have something for next week, and I have ideas. I have a few new decks. It's just that I had to be done with exams first, because that was everything that I was able to think about. So, yeah. But that's all done now. And what we're doing is I saw this video, I think after actually the New Year's. I can't remember who did it first, but it's basically, it was for, the end of last year, but we're fashionably late with it, obviously. But I think we can do it, because it's about the last year, the decks we used, and if anybody wants to join in the comments, or after watching it in the comments, please feel free to share. We have 13 questions. Everything is going to be listed on the screen. I can't remember. I don't think I added it to the description, but I can do that if someone needs it. And yeah, I think we can start with the first one, and then I can go back to the comments. So first one, but before, how is everyone? How are you, Donna? Let me ask you publicly again.
Okay. I am doing as well as can be expected.
That's a very mysterious answer.
That's gonna be my guarded answer. All my compatriots in the US probably know what I mean by that, and
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, nobody has any idea.
I was not reading updates about executive orders and stuff today, and got really depressed about it. Nope.
No, I'm just trying to avoid it as much as I can until such time as there's something that I can do. But otherwise, if there's nothing I can do, I'm just going to be winding myself up. So
yeah, I mean, I knew it's gonna be bad, but to be horrible this quickly was a surprise. Maybe I'm too naive, but yeah.
I knew. Yeah, I was under no illusions. But yeah, the first time, it also was as bad as what I was afraid of. And I think a lot of people were like, well, maybe it won't be that bad. And I thought it's going to be bad. And it was. And this is going to be even worse. But that's enough about that.
Yeah, I'm not happy that you guys know how I feel for 12 years now. So let's hope that it's going to be only 4 years for you guys. So No, not this
Yeah.
one. Let's pray. Like, I don't know. We need help, like spiritual and
Yes,
universal help. Humanity needs help.
please. Even though we don't deserve it, please help us.
Yeah, exactly. But let's just close everything off, pretend that nothing is happening, what's happening, and talk about decks. So
Yeah.
your first, let's start with you. What was the deck you used most this year?
So I think it's been the Green
Oh.
Witches Oracle deck.
Oh, it's so pretty. I don't have it yet, but do let me know if you want to go on solo. But I think with this layout, we're supposed to be able to show the cards relatively well.
I think so. If people think they can tell if they can see.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of practice like showing stuff on screen, but
just shove it to the screen like this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shove it in front of my face. But this one was a very nice. I don't want to say surprise because I do a lot of research before I buy any of walkthroughs and everything, so it's not a surprise that way. But I think what I've liked so much about it is it pairs. Maybe because it's a little bit simple.
Oh, and it's quite big, but it has a bordery feel, so you can cut it down to.
You could, yes. I don't. Well, we'll get to that, but I don't do mine at all, so I have to live with whatever it is. And this is fine. This is standard Oracle size. It's Hay House. Was it Hay House?
Yeah, I can't remember, but it should be, or
no, it's not. I thought it was Hay House, but it's not. I guess.
No. Oh.
But anyways, I like it's witchy. It has the witchy theme. It's got, I think, nice key phrases for each thing. So which is beautiful. That's something I prefer. I mean, I have a couple of oracles that don't have key phrases on them, so you have to use the guidebook. This has a nice guidebook too. You don't need to use it. And I like the artwork, and so
I would love a tarot deck with this art style.
Yes, and what I found was that it paired, because I like to pair. It paired so well with a lot of different styles of deck. So, like in the spring, I don't know if anybody has this tarot. What is it? Tarot de Carlo. What is it? Carlotides? I don't know if that's how it's pronounced because it is
I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, I know which deck is, but I don't have it.
And so, like in the spring, I like to use that one in the spring. And in the spring, this one's kind of a weird one to pair with stuff, and I thought it paired well with this.
Yeah, it brings out the color really nicely.
Then the what is it? Tarot of the Abyss.
Oh,
which has no color really, but this has soft color, but somehow like the line work I think goes well together. Yeah. And then this one, which is even strange, even more strange, my jack-o'-lantern.
Oh, interesting.
Which is a completely different art style, and yet it still worked really well. I thought. Like.
So, I can see that. I can see that.
So so then I ended up using it every season. You know what I mean, like that, because I do kind of go by
seasonal, but yeah.
And so it's just I found a deck for every season that worked with this.
That's cool.
So, yeah,
that's not usual. Most decks have a season or an occasion that we like to pair them. There's at least for me, there's only a select few that I can use with every time.
And this isn't the one. This could have been one of the ones I picked for favorite back. Like that was like an impossible choice because there's too many.
Exactly.
That is a very, very, very nice one. And actually, the back of the tarot.
Those are matching really nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. Because these could have been a favorite back also, but they're not the ones.
Can't wait to see what you actually picked. Honestly, I wasn't really doing a lot, and I will talk about it because there's a question about the reflection on the practice or something like that.
Oh, it sounds like they have the same reflection.
Yeah.
Or similar.
Yeah, so I wasn't really using Oracle decks, and I was just doing mainly daily polls and weekly readings. But I had the advantage of I recorded most of them in my planner, so I like with the little picture. So I went back and checked because I was like, oh, it must have been the light series. I use the light series all the time. It must have been, and then I checked that it wasn't. I actually used the Oakesh and Thorn.
Oh,
Was
okay.
the one that I used the most. Which surprised me because, yeah, sorry.
Oh no, the oak ash and thorn. Okay, not the dragon one, right? The other one.
No, the dragon is the smoke ash and embers.
Okay,
The oak
right.
ash and thorn is the
It would have surprised me if it was the dragon one. This is a little bit more of a surprise.
I know, right? Yeah. So just I know it's kind of like dark, and but you guys all know these cards, so
right.
But
yeah.
What is this? The seven of cups. But because this deck, this was the first one that I had from Stephanie and it reads so well for me, honestly, that every time that if I'm not using Lysis, because that's my basic, it just works. That's my workhorse kind of deck. But if I want, something more gentle,
yeah,
which I needed a lot last year.
I was going to ask you if you knew why that one ended
yeah.
up. That's probably why.
So actually thinking about like why I use it so many times, I'm like, oh, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah,
it's not surprising, but I expected less. But then I realized that it's because I have the pocket edition. I don't know what the thin edition of the Light Sears in the office, and I left that deck there because most of my colleagues, they are my friends as well, and we do readings in the office.
Oh.
and I just left it in the middle of our desk now, and they can use it if they want it. So it became the office tarot deck pretty much. So I saw the deck a lot of times because other people were using it more often than me.
Right. Okay.
So that's why it was. But
I mean, did they already have an interest in tarot, or did you infect them?
I think I started it. I mean, yeah. for almost all of them, I was the one like, I can do readings now. And now I'm like, they pull some cards and like, what does it mean? I'm like, I told you a few times already. You have the guidebook, check it. I'm not gonna tell you. So it's the tough love edition now. Yeah. They have to learn.
They have to learn.
Okay. I'm gonna start with this one, and then we can do that. Deck you didn't use at all. I mean, so many. I can stack so many, but I chose some. So I just chose something that when I was looking for decks, I saw it and I was like, oh, I should have used that, the first deck, because there were a couple of decks like that. So it's the Sacred Creators Oracle, and the reason why I'm a little bummed that I didn't use it because I just love the colors. And then there's the no color at all looking card, but let me get some pretty ones. Like,
oh yeah,
I like using the I mean, this is a deck that I actually go back and forth about keeping it or not keeping it, but because even though the first 22 cards are corresponding to the tarot major arcana, so I can use the third one is like the Empress. But with something like that, you the Muse, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, so yeah, the Emperor is you are epic. But if you know that this corresponds to the Emperor, it makes sense. But if you don't know that and you just pull a card, I don't know, and I keep pulling tarot-related ones, but there is something. I don't know. Sometimes like accept and receive makes sense.
So
but sometimes, yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, when you used it, how did you use it? Did you use it standalone as if
No,
it were
I usually use these type of decks as extra for tarot readings, and with these decks especially because it's just so color based, and for me, because it's watercolor, and you can see, I don't know if you can see here right now, but there's granulation that you can see the watercolor, and I just love that. That I usually just go with how the color makes me feel more so than what is written on. Bravely market your magic. Okay, cool. I mean, it's the sacred creator, so it's for that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's more about what the colors are pulling out from the other cards. Because if, for example, I pull something with a very bright blue, and the other cards have something that has some blue parts, then it's gonna pop out immediately. So the highlight is gonna be on the blue side of the cards, and that can be fun to notice something that you might not really pay attention to normally, because there's something that just focuses your attention to it. So this is why I'm like, I don't want to let this deck go, but am I using it that much? No.
Well,
But
sometimes you just have to think maybe a different way of using it. I don't know if you have anything that's chakra related. That
I think I have a deck, but I can't remember which one.
Because then,
but yeah, I could
really
pull that one in. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Before you get rid of it, just give it another try.
I definitely, like I wasn't able to let it go, because every time I'm like, oh, but I'm not using it. I'm like, but the colors.
It's okay to have a library that.
Exactly.
It's a reference that you pull from once in a while.
I have a library of books, and I have a library of cards.
Right.
And Netesty says my most used decks were Habetron, Traum Tarot. I am assuming that's German, from the Traum, which is supposed to be dream, and the Golden Rider. Oh God, at least I know that one. But Habetron. Oh, okay, maybe I heard the name, but not entirely sure.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard of that one. But,
which one?
Of the Traum. Traum one.
Okay, so your barely used deck.
Like I said, so many.
Yeah.
But the one I think which hurts the most, I think, is because I bought it purposely.
Oh.
And the reason why I stopped with it, and it's not the deck. There's nothing wrong, and I still want to learn the deck. So anyway, it's the Mythologia Phoenica.
Oh.
Which is based on Finnish folklore.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't ask me why. I have no Finnish background.
Oh, I thought that you did the ancestry thing and learned that you're Finnish, and then you want to do that.
No. Yeah, it's not about that, but I just was when I heard about it, I was very intrigued. I mean, because I'm interested in mythology, folklore in general, all cultures.
Yeah.
And I just thought the artwork was really interesting.
Ooh. Yeah.
And that learning, about it would be interesting. And what I did, I bought this deck and a copy of the Finnish epic poem to read along with while working with the deck. And my intention was to work with this for the Mindful Tarot, the Drop'em 78. I don't know if you have heard of that or ever. Okay. So I don't know if anybody in chat is a member of Mindful Tarot or watches Esther's. She has a channel also. But she has a thing that starts, I think, like 15th of October.
Mm-hmm.
And you do the cards in a certain order. So one card per day for 78 days, and it ends on New Year's Eve.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're basically doing kind of a deep dive into a certain deck, and it can be anything. So it's like your choice which deck you use, and how deep you want to go into it. And so anyway, people who participate, I participated in it last year and made it through the whole thing. And this year, or I should say the year before, so 2023, 2024.
We're still changing. It's
right. I decided I would get this, and it would be a really interesting look at the 78 cards in relation to this mythology. And so I got through the first suit, because we start with the suits in a certain order and end with the majors. I completed the first suit and halfway through the second suit. And then the election happened, and I lost all desire to work with cards, to do anything tarot or oracle related at all. I just lost my mojo completely. And and so I dropped out. I totally dropped out of the challenge for 2024. And I'm really sad about it, because I was actually, like I said, I bought this deck purposely with that in mind. And I was really looking forward to it, and I just got mentally messed up. So
yeah, it happens.
But I'll give it. Next year can try it again. Yeah, hopefully I will feel better about it. But so that's why this one wasn't the only one I didn't work with, but it was the one that hurt the most, I think, because of all those reasons. So yeah.
There's a mass market.
Yeah, I have mass market edition. I don't know when this came out. I don't know if it says on here. So it's a rock pool deck, and I think it came out mass market like within the past year or two, some you know, that range. So I never had the indie, so yeah, I don't know really what that's like as far as production quality.
And would you need the guidebook?
Yes, definitely. I mean, well, let's put it this way. It depends, I guess, what your goal is. Because it does use, I think, all the traditional, so it uses all the traditional titles. So bottom, so King of Swords and the Hierophant and, everything. So you could just read with it out of the box, just using the titles, without knowing anything about the mythology. So if you just think the artwork's cool and you just want to read with it, then yes, I think would not have to rely on the guidebook. But obviously, if you want to know more
that's the point.
The background of the card, then yes. Yes, definitely.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. Next one, most recent edition.
Okay, so I go first? Okay. It is.
Or if it's too like confusing, we can just do like the same order. I don't know. I don't know.
No, it's okay. So it's actually two, because they came in the same package together.
I have two things too.
And I got these from a friend who may be here, but I don't know if I have their permission to say who they are. So if they say okay, then I'll say who it was. But anyway, so they helped me get these. So it's the Naked Heart Tarot and the Antiquities Magic Oracle by Jillian Wilde.
Nice.
And so that was most of it was in December, just before Christmas, a few days before Christmas they arrived.
Nice.
And the Antiquities and Magic has been on my wish list for ages. And I don't know why I never got it when I was in the US, and it was easier to get.
Exactly, because you had to get it the hard way.
I had to get it the hard way. And this I did use it at least one time pretty quickly after I got it, and I love it. It's the cutest.
Yeah, it's a pretty one. I was considering getting it.
The back,
but yeah, the back is beautiful.
But I don't know what. There's something about this artwork. Like, she made it almost look 3D because of the shadow. The shading. So when it's lying there on the table, it just looks like it's popping out at you. So very, 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 very cool little deck. So I'm very pleased to have it. And I never really, the Naked Heart wasn't really, I mean, I knew about it, but it wasn't really on my wish list. But then I thought I had the opportunity to get both. So I said, yeah, let's get both.
Yeah, there was no point, getting it on your wish list and then pining after it for a few years and then having trouble getting it.
Oh, gee, I wish I would have done that when I had
exactly.
And it's also, of course, very, very pretty.
Yeah. Is that the moon?
The Fool. This is the Fool.
Oh, that's the Fool.
This is actually still in order. I have not used.
Okay.
It. And it's got this also like minimalist kind of artwork.
Yeah, it reminds me of the White Lily, I think. That's the deck. The minimalist.
Oh, like, is that Lily White? The one where there's a black and a white?
Yeah.
Lily White, Lily Black. Okay, yeah.
I thought it's White Lily, but okay, Lily White. Then that one.
Okay,
well,
yeah.
For some reason, I don't know why, but that was the first thing that I was thinking when I saw I don't know, maybe the whiteness of the background. I don't know, just something.
It's not usually. I don't usually like a really super white background like that, like an off white, like a cream. Yes.
Hey, Debbie.
But so yeah, this could have maybe been a little bit in the category of not my usual style. But I picked something else for that. So this could have been in that category, but I think I'm gonna like it. I mean, a blue anatomical heart. I mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
For 5 of Cups, like that's perfect.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
So those were my most recent.
Game of cereal. I keep seeing names of decks that I like. I'm so out of the loop about deck releases because I wasn't really watching those because I don't know, had no time, wasn't really interested in getting anything new. So, and I said, go away. Why is the comment not going away? Can someone tell me? I don't know.
Yeah, that I can't help you with that.
StreamYard is a bit weird, by the way. I'm sorry. Our internet is not the best. StreamYard is acting weirdly. So anyway, so mine. Actually, the most recent would be the. Oh my god! I wanted to say it too quickly, and the name is not in my. What's WoW? The game. World of Warcraft. I was blanking on the name. The World of Warcraft Tarot is actually should be arriving this week because I ordered it at the beginning of December because Wordery didn't have it, but Libristo said they had it on stock. And then I waited a month and then they emailed me that it's going to be available at the end of January. Do you still want it? And I was like, no, please send me the rest of my package that's waiting there for a month now. Because this was supposed to be my Christmas present for myself. So because that's still not here, my other recent acquisitions, I bought the Tarot for Lysias, the book, because this is such a basic deck that I use that I haven't had time to check. Oh, and the star. I opened at the Aquarius card because why not? So it's supposed to be really good because I saw people mentioning that they really like it. So let's not look at the tower. Let's hang on to hope.
To the start, yeah. Everybody that I've seen who got that said they really love it. I don't have.
And the other one is a tiny deck, the giant version of the Buffy
the giant Buffy.
Because it has the updated, and I will try to show you guys the cards, but if I can remove the lid, because I try to contact Inside Edition, but they keep ignoring me when I try to send them messages, because I was curious, if the normal size version is gonna be available, but they never got back to me. So I'm assuming as soon as they sell the stock, they're gonna
you're not the only one. other people
Yeah.
have tried to contact them, and I think if they send them an answer, it's kind of a pat, answer,
Nothing
like
like
it's not really any information. So
like.
that is huge.
I mean, I don't know if I think this is like, I can't even like hold it,
No.
but
I can't remember who, but I did watch somebody's comparison of all three.
yeah, Rumor Haven. She has all the decks, and she did. I don't know if you saw her video, but she has one where she compares them because she has the tiny edition as well. And I'm thinking about getting the tiny edition because the tiny edition has the updated cards. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe I should. I don't know. I would have. Right, because I originally, when I heard about the mistakes, or whatever you want to call it, I thought it was that the book entry was wrong, but no, it's actually the cards that are wrong.
Yeah, which is
yes,
weird.
These editions are, the book entries are the same, and the cards are actually matching the book now, which is extra annoying somehow. Like that's extra annoying.
Yeah, but the changes are mostly good. So,
and that's what it looked like to me when I watched the comparison, because I was trying to talk myself out of getting another version, because I thought it was just the book, but the tiny one is too tiny for me. I really don't like to go smaller than US Games tin size. Or
I think
like the Pocket Light Sears and the like the Pocket Wild Unknown. Those are
those are like this big. I think this is like this.
The
like the Everyday Witch has a tiny version, and
and that's too small for me. So it would annoy me, and the good gigantic ones would annoy me too. I can't use these cards. So I don't know what to. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting another one anytime soon.
I mean, it's just decoration at this point.
Yeah, those are now people who have the really large one say they like that they.
Yeah, sorry, I think my internet is a bit slow, so I hope.
That you can see the details and the artwork better. But
as a decoration, I will use it as a decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I hope I'm not, like falling apart too often or something. Okay, next one. If it, I click on the screen, it's not changing.
Oh, what do you mean?
Okay, who's starting that? Me?
I think so. I think.
Yeah. I'm the one who's showing the deck first, right? I think.
Yeah, I think I did.
So isn't my usual? It's actually, the Crystal Power Tarot. It's not a new deck, but because I didn't buy a lot of new decks, I had to pick something that was recent enough. Because I don't know, it's just the whole setup. I think, I mean, I don't really have a deck that's not my style really, but this is the closest that I could say that it's not my style. Because it's a peep deck, but in a weird way peep.
I have, yes, one of those, what is that called?
So, yeah.
Something like that. Who's the creator of this one? I have my
Jane Wallace.
Oh, okay. Oh, Jane Ross. Yeah. Okay. Because I have mine is also like based on it's crystal, something in the crystal energy tarot or something like that. And I think Philip Permit is the creator. And I actually, like I said, I like that one too. I like the artwork, and yes, it's pips, but the pips at least had like a different crystal, I think, in each pip or something.
This doesn't. So
okay, that one that I have, I would recommend it, because even the little book, they're skinny little booklets, but it had a lot of interesting information in it. So even though it was just
my main problem with this one is that for I don't know, whole suit of miners has the same crystal, which is like disappointing, because I was expecting a crystal for each card.
Right. Okay.
Well,
I can send you. I can send you the one that I have, so you can see.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe it's more like what you had in mind.
Probably.
Okay. So not my usual style, I would say. So I got the mass market of Shining Tribe Tarot by Rachel Pollack, and the artwork, like usually I would probably not go for artwork that's like quite I don't know what I usually like, a little like more refined art style, and this one really is this like kind of tribal tribal feeling, not
yeah
you know what I mean. I guess
I know
I don't know if I'm explaining it really clearly, but I wanted it because I want all the Rachel things.
I was kind of guessing that it was the Rachel Pollack on the box.
Yeah, I wanted this book. Like basically, I want as much of what she has ever written.
Yeah, it's primitive artwork.
And this deck was out of print for so many years, but it's also and these are the backs. This is also for anybody who has read or maybe thinking of reading her book. I have the old version. Now it's called A Walk Through the Forest of Souls, I think, but it used to be called just The Forest of Souls, I think. So I have that old version that was just The Forest of Souls. So she used her deck that she did the artwork for as the illustrations in that book.
Okay.
So that was where I really first saw the illustrations of this deck. And so so like I said, maybe not if I didn't know that Rachel had anything to do with it and just saw the artwork. Maybe it would not have picked it, but I wanted, like I said, I just wanted it. The Crystal Tarot. Yeah, and that thank you, Deanne. And I think there are like 2 versions of that deck also, which so one I think is just the Crystal Tarot, and then there was, I think, another version that was a slightly different title. Like Crystal Energy Tarot, but they're the same.
Okay. I will check it. Thanks. I took a picture, so I will have it, because otherwise I would just forget about it. But that would be not my style as well.
Okay, right. Yeah. So you get why. But I think I'm gonna enjoy. It's another one I want to study, and it only has. Sorry. What did Deanne say? It only has one stick I use in person at the shop.
I'm assuming the crystals are only the one repeat.
So she means the Philip permit.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because the other one has a lot of repeats. So.
Repeats. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yours to start.
Favorite deck pairing. Oh yes. And maybe you will like this one too, because I know one of the decks you used to use a lot, especially I think when you first started your channel. So it's Sacred Destiny.
It's still my favorite oracle. I just ran into it at the shelf, and I was like, why am I not using this?
Paired with Super Lunaris.
Tarot. I don't have the tarot, but
I didn't think you did, but I knew, of course, that you had Sacred Destiny. But I don't know why it took me. I had the tarot first, and I was a little bit late to the party with the Sacred Destiny Oracle. I just wasn't sure if I was going to end up loving it as much as everybody else who had it seemed to. But then I finally, like I said, I think it was a Hay House sale, and I just went for it. And then I had it for a while before I ever thought of pairing it with Super Lunaris. And then this summer, I got the idea to pair it with Super Lunaris. And I was like, what took me so long?
Oh yeah.
Look at that.
Like
This was,
I like immediately like
right?
But this deck pairs so well with everything, I swear, and it works so well. I push Sacred Destiny on everybody because honestly, it's one of the best Oracle decks that I ever had and ever used.
Yes, it really is. I mean, but
and it gives so clear, so precise messages. It's really a wonderful deck, honestly.
It doesn't even seem to matter. Like I just pull cards out randomly, and then they
just match.
They just go. So yeah, this was I actually had to like drag myself away from this pairing.
Oh
but
yeah.
Others say more summer to me. So when summer ended, that was the only way that I was gonna.
Oh yeah, that you were okay, let's stop.
Because then I was like, oh, now I need something more fall feeling for me. But otherwise, yeah, this dominated my summer once I discovered this pairing because I loved it so much.
I can totally understand. Mine is actually it was kind of surprising, but it gives me a Last of Us feeling, so it's kind of not. Because I have the Angelarium, the Oracle of the Fallen. This was the Kickstarter for the new one. I don't think the mass market is out yet. But where's the? Give me some. But I had to get it. So like I love the artwork of Peter Morbacher, and I cannot wait for the tarot. And the other one that I paired with and looked really great is the Midnight Magic, the mushroom.
I have,
that's where the Last of Us comes from.
Right. Yes. I'm actually, I have 2 episodes left in season 1 because I never, I didn't have HBO.
Yeah.
And I tried to watch when in 2023 in the summer, I flew to the US and back at HBO on the plane, and I tried to watch the whole first season, like half of it on the way and half on the way back, and I didn't quite make it. And now we happen to have access. We don't have HBO, but we have a package that has
has HBO shows
series in it. Yes.
Oh, okay. We have Max because it's called Max now.
Max, is that part of Canal Plus? Like it's part of.
We don't have Canal Plus because that's a French thing. We have just Max separately. We have something called Sky Showtime, which has the Showtime the shows and the other bunch of things, and we have Disney Plus because why not? Netflix, all the streaming ever. But yeah, so I don't know. I think they match so well, and
you're right. Yeah, the colors.
The colors as well.
It almost
and
looks,
it has that. Yeah, and it has that end of the humanity, post-apocalyptic, just like feel to it. The mushrooms and the angels as well. So I don't know. They just work very, very well.
Oh yeah, the mushrooms totally take over if we weren't here.
I mean, ants, they can take over ants. What we are to ants is just like the next step. So, but yeah, and the backs are nice as well.
Oh yeah.
And I think I probably will have the mass market, but maybe not at some point because it looks exactly like how I'm assuming the mass market is gonna look like. But I still cannot wait for the tarot because I need that deck. It was supposed to come out. Come to Kickstarter next at the end of 2024. But I'm assuming there were some delays. So
yeah,
I was saved from spending all my money on that one. Okay. I just checked the comments, but Oh, we like 45 minutes and 6 questions. Not even 6 questions.
Uh-oh. I think the last couple will go faster, maybe.
Yeah. But let's keep saying that to ourselves.
All right.
Okay. You
I
start
don't
this
mod.
one.
Yeah, I don't mod. And I don't think I bought any accessories in 2024, but I did buy one right before I moved overseas. And so basically they spent a year, actually more than a year, about a year in storage.
Oh.
And then in boxes in my house, since, you know, it took a while to unpack everything. So I didn't really start using them until 2024.
So it's 2024, exactly.
Right. So I technically didn't acquire it then. But anyway, it is a generic tin.
Oh.
That I got on Amazon. And I don't know, I got a pack of 10 or something like that. And they're just nice so the way I use them, of course, if you happen to buy a deck that doesn't have a box, like, what is this one called? Maraluna?
Oh, yeah, that's the Robin deck.
Yeah, and it does not come with a box. And so a standard that size deck, like now a really thick, like indie deck probably isn't going to fit.
But a normal.
A normal,
a
like
generic
market
average
deck or make playing cards deck, like, you know, this, or this is actually drive through cards, I think. But anyway, you know what I mean. Fits perfectly.
That's really cool.
And it's got a little window, so
you can see the deck. It's really nice. Yeah.
Or you can put the title card there or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and they were really inexpensive, I think. Another way that I use them is when I have something that comes in a tuck box and I want to use it, but not fight with the tuck box. I take it out of the tuck box, put the tuck box aside, put it in this.
No tuck box rage.
Using it frequently, right? And it's also nice for travel because it protects.
Yeah. I can see that.
So that was a accessory that I started using.
Nice. Well, I was thinking about I mod my decks, but I don't think I modded anything last year. I have a few that I need to do that. Bag I need to make, so nothing there. But I bought these dragon crystals. I don't know how to show them.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I have a video where I can, like show it better. This is actually glass. It looks like opal, but it's glass.
Right.
And
the opal, yeah.
But I have an amethyst one.
An amethyst. Oh, very
I can't show it off in in current lighting. Lighting, not lightning. I listen to Epic the musical a bit too much. But yeah, that was my absolute favorite. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, dragons, crystal dragons. Like, finally, I have crystal dragons.
Oh, where did you find them?
Oh, there are regularly crystal exhibitions at an exhibition center in Budapest, and my work and friends people I work with, but friends also. We went there with one of them because she's into crystals and whatever, and then we went and we bought a lot of crystals, but it was fun. So I actually managed to visit an exhibition. I never been to a crystal exhibition before, so that was cool.
It can be kind of overwhelming, right?
It can be, for me it was better because I already had a bunch of crystals, so it wasn't like, oh, I want to buy this, I want to buy that. I had some that I had in mind. I wanted to buy a rose quartz necklace, a pendant, but I couldn't because I didn't find one in the right size. But I found the dragons and some star-shaped crystals and tiny sunstones and stuff like that. So I bought a few of those. So it was really fun. Okay, favorite deck backs. Is it yours? No, it's mine.
No, I went first.
Okay, so honestly, I was trying to think about this one because when I think about the deck, I can't really recall the back of it. So I don't often think about how the backs of the cards look like. And I don't have easy access to my decks currently, but I want to change that. I want to move, I don't know if you can see, you can see it, but in the darkness, there's a books case there. And I want to move the books down in my IKEA storage and move the decks there, so I can see what I have, because how am I supposed to use something if I don't see it and I don't know if that I have it? So we'll see.
Well, I have an app. It's actually for books, so that you can like log all your books. But I put all my decks in there too, and I put them in different categories, and and so I can look and see what I have. But like you said, do I always recall what the back of that deck looked like? Not always. A lot of times I do, but not always.
Yeah, so I didn't have enough time to actually sit down and go through a bunch of them. So I went with an easy option, because I know that the True Black holographic edition is absolutely stunning.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it has the holographic, which is not shown. Wait, this way.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh, so it's beautiful. It's holographic. I was thinking about if I should pick the original one, because I really like the blackness of that one, and it's one of my all-time favorite deck. And as soon as the creator is gonna release something else for a ridiculously amount of money, I will have it. So awesome. Because I have the original, I have this one, the holographic edition, and I have the ephemera tarot as well, and I love that as well. So I'm good.
Let's hope they stop making new versions.
But they need to make money, so they're not gonna stop making new. And I'm afraid that something is gonna be coming this year, because But I understand they have to make a living. Obviously, they're gonna release something new. So
oh yeah,
I just have to save up like $125 or more, because with shipping, it's gonna be around that amount of money.
Yeah.
My heart. Okay, so yours?
Oh, well, I had the same problem. Not really sure, but this is one I really, really like a lot. So it's from the Anima Mundi.
Oh, I can't even remember the back. Yeah, I have no idea. Is it blue? No. Okay, it's different.
So
it's quite simple. It's not as flashy as mine.
No, it's not flashy at all. There's no bling. But I don't know. I like the combination of it's a brown.
Yeah.
Roses like in black. So that's
the roses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the roses, and then of course, and then the moon phases, dark sky, starry sky, and it also sometimes, I don't know. This is just like a stupid pet peeve when the backs just totally don't go with the fronts.
Oh, I absolutely hate that.
Like
I don't get it.
Like wallpaper was slapped on. These complement, the colors of the artwork very, very well. So
yeah, I can be very judgmental about not matching your backs to the front. So I understand that it's hard to do it, but it's not impossible. So
right. And yeah, I mean, because this, of course, is an indie deck. There's also mass markets that, like, one that I like a lot, is the Golden Tarot. Your Cat Black. So this one.
one. Yeah.
And I actually I just really like this.
Oh,
back.
yeah.
I have the shiny versions, the original.
You have
version,
the blingy one.
The blingy one, but I really like it. It reminds me of old parchment, and it, it also I think complements the artwork on the front very well, like the way, the style. So this,
hi Nancy,
it is possible to come up with a tasteful
exactly. It's not impossible, and sometimes you can see that the deck was created with effort as well. It's just, it feels like it was for a different deck, and I'm
yes,
why?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, next one. Deck with a great team.
Deck with
Your
a great...
turn.
So I think this was the most different deck that I added to my collection in 2024. The Oracle of the Hecatean Path.
Oh, I don't think I've heard about this one.
Oh, you should take a look because the creators basically did an in-depth explanation of the creation of the deck on. They had made their own channel, but they also were going on somebody's channel, like regular episodes when they were creating the deck.
Oh, cool!
And it was really interesting. It really was, kind of it was eye-opening.
Oh,
about like devotees, of Hecate and the legend of Hecate, and so and I just really liked the artwork, and so I immediately jumped on this when it was available, and then it got me also just interested. It's always nice when it leads you somewhere else, so interested. So it led me to read I'm just terrible with titles. Entering Hecate's Cave.
You're not terrible with titles at all.
Yeah.
You just remember.
The book Entering Hecate's Cave. Excellent book. I would recommend that to just anybody, who would have an interest. Your interest can come from different things, but I think one particular interest would be if anybody is interested in, I think, shadow work or
nice.
You know what I mean, like overcoming that kind of thing, but also just interest in Hecate or So I found the book also really interesting, informative, I think.
That's good.
And the deck also. I highly recommend.
Mine is not so profound, but it's it's a great deck, and I love the team because it's the Supernatural Oracle.
You went for it. You weren't
for
sure.
This one, yeah, and I absolutely love because this one actually a deck that was put together by fans who actually watched the TV show, and I got Garrett so often. So the explanation, you have to know the show to really enjoy it, but the guidebook is really well done. So if you don't know the show, you can still just read up on the readings and get something out of it. But it's a fan show. But like I said, I didn't buy a lot of decks, so there was a limitation. But I think I chose it not just because I love the show, but because it was represented really well in the deck. Mm-hmm. Because the tarot sucks. I mean, I'm sorry, but
but that was the last time we got together on YouTube. That's what we talked about.
It still sucks, but we have Rowena, who is the high priestess in the tarot, which is perfect because she is a high priestess.
Right, and there were, not everything about the tarot was bad. Like they made some good choices.
Yeah, but the cards were excellent. Just the illustration sucked. They need to recreate certain cards.
I also didn't like the color, the color scheme, and then the lazy pips and.
Honestly, I was completely fine with the three-toned color scheme. I have no problem with that. The lazy pips, really lazy, like pixelated, copy-paste, stupid-ass pentagrams. Just no.
But I don't know. If there would have been tarot this style, though, I would have.
Yeah. And if they would have put so much effort into the guidebook and into the cards. Like the anti-possession symbol as well, because this is not about if you pull this card you're not gonna be possessed by a demon. It's not about that. It's about community, because a lot of fans tattooed this symbol on them,
Oh,
So
okay.
so it has that
Yeah.
sense of you're belonging to a community. So this card,
Yeah.
that card is all about community and finding your own people, which is like amazing because someone actually watched the show, someone actually knows the fans. So there's a card with a pie on it, and if you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you know. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you do, that's I miss American style pie. That's one of the things that is it's my favorite kind of dessert. And
Yeah.
every
And
time
I'm
I eat it,
predictable.
I think
I mean, I didn't have a lot to work with, so obviously I was predictable. But the Severance Tarot. Ah, okay. Do I know that Severance?
yeah, I think I only have heard of the show. I don't think I know anything about it, and I didn't know that. Is there an actual deck, or is that what Nancy wishes would be?
Yeah.
A deck.
Let me check. Severance Tarot. I mean, Nancy's probably gonna reply quicker, but yeah, I don't see. No, there's no. So it's gonna be the something I want deck for Nancy then.
Okay.
Okay. Oh yeah, we're getting quicker with the answers. You were right. It's gonna be quite quick for me, but you're starting, right? Apple TV. That's the only streaming I think we don't have Apple TV because Apple TV is ridiculously expensive, and I'm refusing to pay for it.
Oh,
I
thought you were starting. I thought I started with Hecate, and then you did Supernatural.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm just. I don't even know what I'm. So, deck you are in love with. I don't think I have a deck that I'm in love with. That's my answer because the Light Series is my workhorse tarot. I have decks that I adore, but especially something that I got recently.
Yeah. I don't think I have a deck that like if by in love with means I want to use it every single day.
Yeah, I was thinking
probably the closest I came was that pairing of Super Lunaris with the Destiny, like over the summer. It was the closest that I came, like I'm so in love with this pairing, I don't want to stop using it. But I also thought, well, I can pick a deck, but it's not because of how much I like to use it, because I even haven't really used it yet, but I'm in love with it because of what it is. The Tarot Arthurian. And I just
because you have the French version, right? Oh, because there's only
there only is a French version at this point. Yeah,
I'm waiting for the English one. I mean, someone will release an English one.
Yeah, if there will be one, but I mean, I have to, do this anyway. So, but it's more because the Arthurian legend was my thing when I was in high school. That was my thing. I read every book about it, including the original Sir Thomas Malory in really old English, and which was really was really difficult. So basically everything, every version of the story, I watched every movie, every TV show that was based on the story. So so I was just very excited to have it.
Yeah, and I mean the artwork is Anatolian illustrated, so it's beautiful.
It's amazing. So I'm in love with it for that, what it means to me. You know what I mean? Like on a level, but not, like I said, I haven't even really worked with it yet. It's like I'm kind of afraid to. I'm being precious with it.
But you have to because it's fun.
Yeah. Because
I mean, I'm gonna give it a few years to see if someone picks it up and release it in English, and if not, I will get the French because I just love the artwork.
Yeah, with Google Translate and everything.
ChatGPT and all the bullshit. Have you read the Raven Boys? Well, it's 4 books, so it's not a trilogy. Have you read those?
Yeah, not completely, but I started. I haven't read all of them.
Just because it matches your favorite. I love those. I love looking at because it's on there. But those are one of my favorite books. So
So yeah, that's
Okay. So at least you have something, because I was thinking about the Smoke, Ash and Embers because that's my dragon deck, but I don't really often use it because I think I'm the same. I'm too precious with it, and I wouldn't call it like completely in love with. Oh, I was just looking around my decks and I love this one and I adore that one. And it's really pretty, but I didn't had that. I was just
right.
feeling so. Okay, we have a Nancy's answer for this one already.
Oh, okay. No deck yet. Okay.
Okay. So decks you wished existed or an out of print deck you want?
Are you going this time or
No, but you should go.
okay, I'll go. So okay, I'm gonna nerd out on this one because it's something that's probably not doesn't have a hope of ever existing. So it's not like a deck or whatever, but one of the things that aside from my decks that I like to work with, but I also kind of collect historical facsimiles.
Oh,
which I don't necessarily work with those a lot, but I just like to study them, like how tarot originated and how it changed over the years. And so the I don't know like how much you know about like the really old, like original tarot decks, like the Visconti decks.
Yeah, I read and heard it a few times, so I know the basics.
So the Visconti Sforza is the most complete
that's
historical deck.
Yeah.
But it's missing 4 cards. And 2 of them are the Devil and the Tower. I don't care so much about the other ones, but the Devil and the Tower. And so when somebody releases a facsimile, an artist needs to render the card. And that sent me down a rabbit hole of collecting as many different versions as I could afford. I don't have all of them, but just as as I could afford, searching for the perfect devil card, especially the devil card, I think, but also the tower. It's both really.
They're so interesting that those are the 2 out of the 4 that it's missing.
It is.
Are we surprised?
Yeah, are we surprised? And like you said, it really was like a real devil thing because it caused me to spend this money like on these different versions.
An obsession.
Yeah, that's right. So really? Yes, it really reeled me in. And then some of them are so awful, and I don't want to name names, but there are some that are just so awful that I'm like, oh, how could you even think that would go with the rest of the deck? Oh. And some are really good, but of course we'll never know what the originals may have looked like. And it would be like somebody somewhere has a complete deck.
Exactly. Do you
think in a room in a villa in Italy, so, that's 100% pristine and complete and has the original cards, and so we would finally know what they could have looked like.
Or maybe like just part of it, but with the missing cards, because maybe some private collector is sitting on it. Because can you imagine the value?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, we never know. Maybe AI is gonna create us the perfect like idea of what those cards could have been. But yeah, those are very interesting. So you would like to have those?
I would like
4 cards.
Well, no, actually, a complete deck that was really complete. Like, if there would be one that, because there are others, but like I said, that one is the least incomplete. Let's put it that way. It's only missing 4 cards. There are others that are missing, many more cards. And coincidentally, still also, I think the Devil and the Tower were among the missing cards of those decks as well. So you couldn't even maybe go off of those. Like, well, similar.
What happened with those cards? Why those were selected to be missing? I think it's a very interesting question, because I don't believe in coincidences. Especially when it comes to cards like the Devil and the Tower, like why those 2?
Yeah, it's somebody. I think somebody even hypothesized that maybe they never were even in there. Maybe they never existed in those decks. But
I would say I think it's more probable that they were taken out for a reason.
Yeah.
Could be.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes you don't have to go for a really like sophisticated reason. Sometimes it's your, I don't like those, and then they throw it away.
But I mean, they were a very like that. Those decks were very probably expensive. You know what I mean? They were hand painted and then had gold leaf, and they were made for aristocratic family. They were commissioned. So it's not like you would say, just throw it, something.
I mean, those aristocratic families had books as well, codexes printed, just for like showing off that they can do it. Yeah. So I don't know, but let's go with something interesting, like they were, the devil and the tower, some conspiracy theory. Okay, so mine. I don't want any out of print decks. I don't think, at least not right now that I could think of. But I'm still hoping, and it can happen, is a good sci-fi deck, because every time someone mentions that, oh, there's a sci-fi deck, I get excited and I look at it at first and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I look at it more and I'm like, but this is not this kind of sci-fi that I like. So I would like something like visually like Star Trek Disco. I don't know if anybody watched it, like especially Discovery. Like I like the aesthetic of Star Trek, not the old one, because there's the Star Trek deck, but the new one. So something like that, something, I don't know, like really, really modern, like sci-fi. So I don't know.
Okay, yeah, right, because there is one that's like based on old movie posters. Oh,
yeah, Discord deck. That's
yeah. I could get into that.
Same. But it has to be very, very good.
Yeah, that's always with themed decks.
Yeah, and especially with this. No. If they fuck that one up, then no. So yeah, so sci-fi, it can happen. I mean, I think there's gonna be someone, or maybe I will be bored one day and just create something. I don't know.
Yep.
I don't have time to be bored that much, and I have another deck that I should, work on. But yeah, something. I have to learn digital art before that, to be honest. But yeah, we will see. So, if you know any good sci-fi decks that is along the lines that I was describing, please do let me know, because there might be one that's already out. I just didn't see it because, a bunch of indie decks, I don't see them. So
yeah, I'm not aware of any that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, because last time I was live, Gerald mentioned, I think, one that I checked that looked good at first blink, but then I was like, but it's not exactly what I'm. It's not, the decks are awesome. It's just not what I'm looking for.
Right.
Okay, Zeke's Arcana sci-fi. Yeah. Okay. I will check. Do I know that one? I don't know. Can't remember. Okay, so which card sum up this year as a whole? The Chariot, because I did a video where I went through my most used cards, and the Chariot was for me the card that came up the most. And at first I was like, maybe it's the Hierophant, because there was a lot of lessons that I was learning, but I realized that actually no, the Chariot is more correct or more fitting, because there was a lot of moving forward, taking a step into the right direction. But in order to do that, I had to reconcile certain things so that I was able to move forward. So for me, the Chariot definitely sums up last year.
I think my year was kind of split a little bit in two, because I think the Chariot could have been safe for the early part of the year for me, but and then I thought that forward momentum was going to keep continuing, and then it didn't.
Mine was really slow, like a really slow chariot, like dun, dun, dun,
yes,
dun.
yeah. Mine was like one lame horse, like, you know,
yeah, just long. Like, you know, when you're faster on foot by the cart. That was mine.
So then I think at a certain moment it's just sort of hit a wall of maybe sort of a Four of Swords energy, kind of like it's not, you know, it kind of being in a holding pattern. So not so much that forward momentum that I thought was going to continue till the end of the year, and it really didn't. And it's sort of now I'm kind of in the same. So the whole last half of 2024 and now I think the beginning of this year is just going to be that energy, that kind of slow progress.
I mean, we're in the hermit year, so yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah, but it's just that's how it is right now. So
yeah, I mean, it's winter anyway for us, so you know, winter is not all about running around and being like
no.
Or because then there's ice and
yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
That's a chariot moment you don't want to have.
Yes, that's not the way that I want to, you know, like end the year, like charioting out on the ice. Okay, tarot practice reflection. What was your reflection about your practice? Anything you learned, changed, exciting, want to share? You don't have to go into too much details, of course.
No, yeah, I think other than that, I lost my mojo and toward the end of the year, but it's also I sort of I'm kind of trying to figure out. I feel like other people are feeling like this about now too, sort of, especially if you're not a professional reader or in my case, like you at least have colleagues who are into it, but I don't really have anybody that I'm in regular with, and definitely not in person that, you know, and I'm not a professional reader or anything. And so my solo practice, I'm sort of trying to figure out like, where am I going with this, or where do I want to go, or, you know, what can I do maybe to overhaul it? And I've seen a few videos lately where I think people are feeling, you know, not everyone.
Yeah, I think people I saw those too.
Similar. Yeah. So it actually was really that when you contacted me and said, hey, I know we talked about it, you know, like said several weeks ago, you said in a live, like, would you want to? But that was a nice surprise, because I've been like feeling like maybe what I need is more somehow some kind of
interaction with other people.
Interaction, collaboration, or like I said, or if it's to do readings for others or whatever it is. I'm not exactly sure myself.
I mean, if you want to do that as well, like do a live stream where we read, we can do that as well.
Oh yeah, well, whatever,
if you want to.
I'm open, to whatever you have. Cool. But yeah, so that's been kind of on my mind. Like, I have all these decks, I love them, but what do I want to do with them? And much can I do with them for myself? Like, I'm not sure really.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking about creating more videos where I do what I'm hoping to start is doing weekly readings, general weekly readings on my channel, because I want to use all my decks, because for me, I only need like 1 or 2 decks for a week or even for a month, but I have many and I want to use them. So this is what I want to start as well, just for the selfish reason to be able to use my decks. So yeah, it's a good reason. Yeah, mine is it's something similar. I think I don't know. At the end of the year, obviously, I started to get more busy with university, but it's just an excuse. I was just not really into more than pulling daily cards for myself and doing the weekly readings. Mm-hmm. I didn't really feel like I wanted to read for other people. I have a connection with Mercury retrograde, because on it's either something's gonna go and die, like for some electrical devices, if Mercury is retrograde, or I'm gonna be in a really, I want to do reading for everybody mood. Those are the two things. So, but last year, most of my Mercury retrogrades were, which electronic device is gonna die this season, and not that. Oh, I want to read for other people, because and when I have that, I just honestly, I'm just like, do you want a reading? Anybody wants a reading? Can I read for someone? Because I'm just feel
Yeah.
like I'm buzzing with that connection with,
Right.
with the cards and with
That's
communication. Yeah.
how it usually adversely affects me is more of that kind of thing. Like definitely don't try to call customer service, during that time and get something resolved. No, it is not. You might as well just know you're not going to get anything resolved for 6
Exactly.
That's that's it. And sometimes there's even a little like a little backlash, like you're through the retrograde, but I think there's still sort of a, it's like that scene in Lord of the Rings when the Balrog like whips whip up and grabs Gandalf. Like it's like you think you're safe and then it smacks you one more. That usually happens to me like a week or two out. I think I'm safe, and then something I think related happens.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So. Yeah. So I wasn't really reading for other people, but at least, and it's interesting because I was thinking about last summer that, next year is going to be the Hermit, and I really don't want it to be the Hermit because I want to start certain things and I want to do a lot more socially. And I was like disappointed that it's going to be, it's going to be a Hermit. It's not going to be about things that I want to do. And as soon as the end of the year started to be there, I was like, but this is actually really wonderful. And I want to be in this energy. I don't want to be around other people. I don't want to do all those socially, like really exciting things. I just want to sit here and think about things. And I really enjoy it. I enjoy this hermity feeling and mood a lot more than I was expected. So my hope for this year, the next one, I mean, this current one, the 2025, is to actually refine a lot of things in my practice, to figure out things, like you said, what I want to do for myself, what I want to do for other people, which decks I want to actually keep, because I have a few, and I need to do a second video because we did with Nancy one where we checked a few decks that we were not sure if we want to keep or not. And I started pulling out decks for another one because I have a few that I'm like, why am I still holding on to it? It's just here. It takes up space. I'm not using it. So I feel okay letting go of these things. Which is good because it's not coming from a panicky, I have too much decks, I want to get rid of it because why do I have so much decks? No, it's about, if I look at, and if I think about the next 20 years or so, like really into the future, do I really want this to be around? Is it going to be a time when I actually use it? Or is it always going to be just, I'm going to use it someday?
Yeah.
And after a while, I think I go through with everything that I start collecting the same. I only have a few fountain pens now. I have less inks still more, but less inks than I started. So I think I reached that with tarot as well, which is nice.
I hope to buy less.
Yeah.
I have a hard time letting go because I consider so carefully, actually.
Yeah, you're different.
Even, mass market, doesn't matter what it is, mass market or whatever. I'm usually like very, very considerate about it. So because I thought so carefully about it, and I haven't really had anything to disappoint me. You know what I mean? Like, not like, that was a shocking, disappointment, because I do so much research.
Yeah, all my birthday decks were like that, because I used to do that. I just picked, like something that I don't do a deep dive on. I don't really look into it because I just like the surface thing. And that's my birthday present. And then it arrives, and I'm like, damn, this is not a deck that I want to keep. It's not good
Oh,
for
no.
me. And I had 2 decks like that already. So I'm like, I should stop doing this. It's not
No.
working.
Yeah, I have to say, like I said, that doesn't really happen. But at the same time, I have more decks than one person really needs. So it's sort of like, well, do I pare down just for the sake of it, even though I'm not really upset?
Yeah, if it doesn't bother you, yeah, I don't think you should.
But yeah, yeah.
I just want to have a more accessible numbers.
Yeah.
And I maybe I'm gonna just do 2 sections where I'm gonna be like, oh, these decks are only for reading for other people, and they're gonna be a separate collection. And if I look at it, then this is my core collection, which I use all the time, and those are the ones that if I want to be like, I want to change things up for videos, I have those decks as well. Because I don't necessarily want to get rid of a bunch of decks, but there's the crystal deck that I bought because I wanted to learn about crystals, and that was disappointing. But at the same time, I think it's a good deck for someone who wants to start learning tarot, because all the cards are giving you one phrase.
Right.
So you can learn what the cards mean, or like at least one meaning for the cards. But I noticed that with me, I started to use it more so as an oracle, because I was focusing on the keywords and sentences than an actual tarot deck. So, but do I get rid of it or study the keyword? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. It could be that if it ends up, like said, if you really wanted something with crystals, I think there probably then are better decks for learning crystals.
I realize.
So if it doesn't work for you as that, and if it's not something you would have chosen as a tarot, then maybe you should replace it maybe with something.
Or maybe I just gift it away, because I don't know. I have friends like in the office. I mean, they all have tarot decks by now, so I'm very pleased with myself, because I started to corrupt everyone in the office. The witches are coming. Okay, so for this one, if you want to pull, where did the comments go? If you want to pull a card, you can do that. I forgot to remove the end of the whatever. But I forgot to talk about my deck for this year, so I definitely want to do that. But I can pull a card from that one as well. I don't know what you want to do.
Oh, so what? Oh, were you gonna say a deck you want to use for next year?
Yeah, okay. But if you want to pull a card, we can do that as well.
Yeah, because I would like to use all my decks next year, or this year, but it's probably not going to happen.
Okay. For me, I actually named or chosen. I have a special deck that is gonna be the deck that I'm gonna be using for all of my weekly readings for myself, because I want to get to know this deck. And as soon as I decided this, I went into panic mode. But I'm not gonna be able to use the rest of my decks. That's when I was like, but I need to be doing more reading videos, and then I'm gonna be okay. But I chose the Dungeons and Dragons because this is my fantasy deck. So, but I haven't really used it, and it's lovely. And this is the second version, not edition. Is I don't even know how they named it, where they added the suit's name underneath, because it wasn't on the first version, so you had to guess which card was what.
Yeah.
And they actually redone the borders, because on some cards it wasn't the same type of look, and now every card looks the same. So what I actually want to do is, because it's a normal size, but for me, because I have small hands, I want to make it a bit more smaller. So I'm thinking about just cutting the black border, actually, because it's gonna work with the back as well. So I'm gonna mod the hell out of this deck this year. But I want to, because it has a different way of looking at the suits, because it uses the game's association with certain skills that you have, like charisma, strength, wisdom, and don't even know what the rest of it, like the fourth is the, of course, all I saw is strength. I see strength, charisma, strength. Where's the hell is the other one? Everything is strength card, I swear. And I think strength, charisma is the, oh, which one is it? I think that charisma is, I think, the pentacles. Yeah, because four of charisma is a dragon hoarding some gold. So charisma is pentacles, and you know how you connect to the earthly things, how you charm other people, and so it's not a one-on-one translation of the four elements that's used regularly. So there's some learning to do with this deck, but I'm not gonna learn it if I'm not wisdom. Wisdom is the last one, which is
but the charisma is the pentacles. That makes sense to me because of the connection with the devil card being of the material and
and
charm.
And strength is wands, you know, like a physical health, strength. I see the wands connection easily there. So, but there are some, like this is a two of wands card. I don't know if you can see it, that there's a person, like defeated person underneath this like victorious one, and that's not a typical two of wands.
Right.
So and there's, unfortunately, in the guidebook there's not a lot. There's some generic description of what the two of wands usually means, and then you can get some ideas how to use it if you're doing a campaign in the game, because you can use it with D&D. But I love this. Oh, the devil card is so good. It's an actual devil, and there's a contract in, you know, like in the background. Like, are you gonna sign that contract?
Right.
Because the devil is in the details. But we're in the hermit here, so
the artwork is really
stunning. I think the artwork is absolutely beautiful. So I'm very happy with this publisher, because they reacted. This was the, which one is it? The Clarkson Potter. I don't know. It's part of the Penguin Random House, so it's a smaller, I don't know, branch or whatever. But you know, because there were people complaining about that because the suits were not on the major, the minor cards, and they changed that. They
responded.
They responded really well. So the box still sucks, but you know, we can't get everything. The cards were fixed, and I was very lucky to easily get the second version and not, you know, the first one. And it's linen. It's a linen card, so the cardstock is amazing. So I definitely want to mod this deck. I want to use it for a year, and then hopefully this is what my long-term plans are, to get used to decks like the Lightseers. That's the only deck that I can just blindly use now, because I use it so often that I'm very familiar with it, that I want to have decks in my collection that I feel the same way, that just every time that I pull for it, I don't have to think about which card means what. If it's a different system, I can't remember what it means. I don't want that. So this is why this is gonna be my yearly deck, and then we will see. I mean, that's the plan. But you know, plans. We will see if I can stick to it or not. Okay, so pull the card.
Oh, well, actually, I was thinking about it, say, a deck. It's not necessarily a deck I want to use, but a system I want to, or get better at. Like I said, I want to learn it better as Lenormand.
Same.
Because I have a few decks, and I can read it, but I just still don't feel, you know, that proficient at it. And I know last year there were a few people were starting, I think, some studies like
We
kind
tried.
of
I mean, I tried as well, but failed miserably. So what I'm doing is that I added Lenormand for my monthly cards because I'm doing the envelope thingy version where
okay.
pull cards,
Yeah.
put them in an envelope, and open it only
Mhm.
when the month comes. And I have one or two cards as a main theme or message for a month because I was like, I need some way to learn Lenormand because my tarot brain just can't
Yeah.
do anything with it. So I don't know if I will learn more, but I really, so if anybody has a good like system book, I don't know, YouTube channel where you actually learned how to, I don't know, pick out the meaning
Yeah.
because each card has like like different, very different meanings. And I'm like, but
Yeah.
how am I supposed to know which one is the correct one?
Well, in a channel I like a lot, I'm not sure if it has helped my brain learn it better, but I just like watching her do the readings. Lisa Loves Lenormand.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen a video, but it's on my list. Yeah.
When I watch her doing reading, it seems so obvious. I'm like,
Oh,
oh, of course, you know. But if I try to do it alone, by myself, then. But I like her
oh,
style
okay.
of
That's good.
showing. Yeah. But again, I can't say that I'm really 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 good. I learned a method not from her, somewhere else, but I learned a method of combining tarot and Lenormand, where you do a line of tarot and then you do a line of Lenormand. I usually do 5 cards. Like I think 5 really should be the minimum for Lenormand because of how it's read. And so then you just read them each in sequence, like, but then I also read them in pairs, like the first
Yeah.
tarot together with the first Lenormand, you know what I mean? So they each get read as a line and then they each get read as a pair.
As a pair.
I've gotten really detailed, like in-depth readings doing that.
Interesting.
So that is, I really enjoy, but I want to get better at just Lenormand as its own thing, because it's its own
Same,
thing.
because it seems so useful.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think I will, I think I will just, I need to find a way in. And as soon as I manage to crack open the shell that surrounds Lenormand for me, I will understand more.
Yeah.
But I tried a lot of different books and channels and videos so far. And every time I'm like, I try not to read it as a tarot card, but I kind of can't because what I love about tarot is that I can just go off and I can just use my intuition. And with Lenormand, it's like, no, this is
that I don't mind, because to me, every divination thing is it's like a language, so it's like it's its own thing. And not one is better than the other, but like just like with languages, sometimes you have a word that sounds the same as a word in another language, but it's not.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's like that. It's like the tower in Lenormand.
Yeah. It's not a bad thing. It's
what the tower in tarot is. So I'm fine with that. But there's more than one method for reading Lenormand as its own thing. And what I've heard people say is find the one. There's maybe like at least 2 or 3, I think, but find the one that works for you and stick with that. Because like I said, and because if you're then doing the same thing every time, it's like your intention, it's like setting your intention. You have to say your intention the same way. So yeah, you have to use, again, it's not that one method is better than the other, but it definitely
it's just different.
It's confusing if you mix methods. So you, like I said, you do have to kind of, I think you probably have to try them to see which one makes the most sense for you. And then when you find that one, really stick with that one.
I think my main problem is that with tarot, I can get feedback, but I know, if I read for other people, or if I read for myself, there was an obvious feedback. And I knew that, I was correct or I wasn't. With Lenormand, I don't know. Even if it's for me, I try to do that. I try to read for situation, like do like 3 cards, and And I tried the daily ones with it for a while, and I was like, nothing like this happened. Neither of the 9 meanings that the card has had anything to do with my day. So what am I supposed to learn with it?
Right.
So
Well,
I just need to find a way to understand.
Yeah, you definitely cannot. I think single card pulls with doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah.
It's like that you have to have.
Yeah, maybe that was my
number,
problem. I should have done more.
Yeah, an odd number greater than 1. So minimum of 3. I think absolute minimum, but for me, I think 5 is kind of the minimum, and then of course it goes up from there, 7, and then the 9 box of 9, and then you have tableau. So all the cards. So I think for it to really make sense, though, you can't really get anything from it. With people do, but you really need.
Yeah, maybe that was my basic mistake, that I tried to do it, because my thinking was, if like if I have a card out, then, but I think I pulled like 2 for each day, or one. Maybe 1 or 2. So, but yeah, maybe I will do more cards. And maybe that's gonna be the way. I don't know, but
except they cards affect each other, so you need.
Yeah,
they affect each other, and also if you start to get into bigger spreads, how far away they are from each other, or how they're positioned relative to each other, is important. So.
Yeah, what I do is actually, the Anna Case. I just had to check the name. Anna Case has a website where she lists each card and how it pairs with another one, and the combination meanings, which I find really useful. So I had 2 for January, the Key and the Garden, I think. So I was trying to check what they separately mean, and then I see what they mean combined, and then I will see at the end of the month. I will like add the reflection page in my planner, and try to actually sit down and think through the month and see if I can find the meaning in my month, so I can understand better. So that's my plan for the year, but we will see how it actually works out.
That's Debbie said. Lisa Pepez is one of the ones. That was one of the ones that
I saved one of the episodes on my watch list. So, but those are the videos that I can't just watch it on the go. I want to sit down, have some notebooks ready, and but definitely. Which I was very happy when I saw that she started something, because she's very good at explaining things. So. And I'm very, very happy that she decided to do it as a public thing on her channel, not like a membership, because she could have done it easily, obviously. Okay, so you want to pull a card?
Yeah, I can pull a card.
We could do it for the people here.
Yeah.
Just for the people, because I don't want to think about bigger things. Because it's going to be... I don't want to think about the word or what's going to happen or anything like that, because it's going to be depressing.
Nothing too,
Yeah.
Well,
for 2025, for the people in the chat and who's watching a video, not just now, but the replay as well. Oh, I love shuffling this deck. It's so satisfying. It's so easy. Oh, I have one.
Oops. Nice. Oh, nice.
I like that you said "oh, nice" as well. Not "oh." Okay, do you want to start?
Yeah, I got Ace of Cups.
Oh.
Yeah, right? That's what we need. We need a fresh start with, it's like there's so much potential in taking the path of love instead of strife.
Yeah.
Right. So, but we all have to, as a collective, choose it, right?
Yes. And try to find the small good things that we can actually be happy about. Okay. So mine is the Page of Charisma. I don't know if you can see it. And that's the Page of Pentacles, if I remember correctly, right? That's what I said.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 figures, like a tiger and the girl standing in a door that's ajar, and you can see the beautiful light coming through. Which I think it is a very positive omen. Like we're at the beginning of something really, really nice, and something that's gonna add like really positive things to our lives. And yeah, maybe the journey is just beginning, but we can see the end goal. Like, if small steps each day, and don't give up hope, I would say.
Yeah, this one, my card, I'm looking at it, like it's easier for me to look at it with my eyes than in the screen.
Yeah, exactly.
I see how the water is like coming up. It's almost like could be almost overwhelming her. So it almost looks like a tidal wave, like coming, over her. But
Yeah.
There's a couple of different ways you could read that, as that she's, again, like, I don't want to say accepting, meaning, oh, you just have to accept every crap thing, but more like not letting it overwhelm her. So it's there, it's looming, but it isn't like drowning her. It isn't
taking over.
Yeah. So she's,
and it kind of looks like a shield as well, if you think about it.
Right.
Like an emotional shield.
Yeah.
There's just so much movement in that card, and I really like that, because mine is, I kind of feel like this is a moment before movement starts, like, because the girl is touching the tiger, like take it easy, like just relax.
And those is doors in the background that's just like open a crack.
Yeah.
And then the light is just starting to come. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a really beautiful card. I wouldn't mind a bigger version of the images, because of it's a linen version, so you can't really see the details. But I tried to look up the artist, and I didn't see a lot posted. So unfortunately, I wouldn't mind a Buffy-sized deck, but I could just look at the images.
Oh yeah, don't remind me about the Buffy deck. I'm so disappointed.
This was just like, honestly, it's like so heavy. But that's decoration. We need decoration as well.
Oh yeah, you can frame them in.
And there's an actual like a card holder in it as well, so I can just pick a card intentionally and put it on somewhere on display. So
yeah,
and then buy the mini and just do fun stuff with the giant one and the mini, because I like pairing stuff like that as well.
I want a regular size tarot that's good. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
There's gonna be a new version of the regular size at some point with the updated artwork, and then I'm gonna buy it. But it's almost 2 hours. We went a lot longer than I expected. I'm sorry. But honestly, thank you so much for joining me, because it was so much more fun doing it with someone else, and especially with people in the chat. It's fun to be here, and I try to do one live stream 2 weeks from now, but I can't promise it, because I haven't checked if I have something on that day or not. But yeah, I will do more live streams, because I'm getting out of the I don't want to talk to people that much mood.
But it's into hermit year.
Yeah. So we will see.
What's your personal card for the year, if you don't mind me asking?
As in the big, like, main.
Yeah, so like your personal 2020.
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one?
I mean, I didn't calculate it yet.
Okay.
I should, but I kind of resonated so much with the hermit that I wasn't thinking about checking what mine does this year. I didn't do a word of the year this year either. I didn't pull a main energy either. I just pulled the monthly ones. So I should check. How do I even check that one? I can't even remember.
I think mine is the moon. I'm like, oh, great.
How do you calculate it?
Your birth, say, month and day, and then 2025. All the digits added. Together.
Okay. That's 3 and the 9 then. So 12. right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hangman. I mean, it's pretty much like the Hermit, which makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Oh, okay. Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, it's the Hangman.
I said mine is the moon, so I'm just taking it as I'm not gonna know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
What happens, so I might as well not even worry about it.
Yeah, you should wait for the sun to come out.
Yeah, and it
Oh,
was
wow.
also, I think the moon was also when I did my wheel of the year, and on the 1st, one of the month, I forget which month, I think June maybe. It's also the card for that month.
Oh.
But that's going to be like a double whammy. Well, I don't know what's happening.
Or maybe you will be able to face a lot of subconscious just things that you need to face. So we don't know yet. We don't know yet. It's the moon. We don't know yet. Okay.
Debbie has double hermit.
Yeah, the hermit in the hermit year. That's a double hermit. What is even a double hermit? Is it a hermit that goes out?
Hermit that's extra hermity.
Yeah, it's a negative hermit. Okay, so yeah, I think we should stop because oh my god, it's almost 9 p.m. here.
Okay.
And I have to work tomorrow, so I have to get up and do stuff before I can go to sleep. And I'm sure you have some stuff to do as well. So thank you everybody to join. Thank you again, Donna, for joining me. And
thank you.
Hope this was fun. I mean, for me it was fun. So hopefully other people.
Fun. I mean, especially for me, I always appreciate when people who have channels invite people like me who don't have channels. I always feel, who's gonna want to hear what I have to say? But
I like you, so we're friends. I want to hear what you say.
But it's nice also, like, because I don't have a channel, it's a nice way to participate in these kind of things, the tags and everything. So
I make your life easier, obviously.
No, but I appreciate you asking me.
Oh, of course. And I will, we will do the readings at some point as well. I just have to ask some other people as well. It would maybe Nancy want to join. I don't know, because she said she wants to practice reading for other people. So we can find some time and participants. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Less awkward.